What's the difference between this show and the Paris show in terms of the theme, in terms of, you know, the amount of work you put in, and in terms of your own personal journey?
I think Free Falling is very different than Core Libra. We have a couple of Core Libra paintings. Core Libra is more blended and dreamlike. It wasn't, the sizes weren't as large, so I made specific choices to be bolder with my brushwork. Not blend, kind of pull away, let that one brush stroke take me into a territory and then follow that all the way through. Because that's pretty much how I start. I don't sit down and sketch and say it's going to be like this. I let the painting take me to where I want it to go. So once I made the choices with the brushwork, I left that theme consistent all the way through with all 7 murals. And then there were some paintings that I painted before that have a lighter touch, but the idea was the same, just on a smaller scale. Like Let Me Fall is one big stroke that ended up looking or hinting at the imagery of a waterfall, and then is purposely left unblended in certain places to still maintain abstraction. But it all started with the decision to go with those brush strokes and stay open. And then that evolved into the larger scale murals. And then that sort of went into a pattern of organic shapes and circles mixed in like metallics and resins and lots of, the composition of the colors is the hardest part, because you know like exactly what needed to be in one circle and when the circle needed to end or stop, but just let that whole movement flow. Like that's what it was about.
As good as I can get it and dry as fast as I can dry it, and then if it's not ready Sunday, I'm still gonna wait. So I shouldn't be touching it right now, but it's bothering me. Because once I put that varnish on, it's a hassle to take off if I get over there when I take it off. But when you were standing below it and it builds up, I think the primer's like sucking some of it out.
This wasn't okay for that very well. Is it too weird?
Nope.
Let me see that. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
I think the blue has come all the way up past the wings. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Like this wind's a little stronger or something. Give myself at least a chance to see how what it's gonna look like over there. I'll take it away if it doesn't work.
You're a very prolific painter. How does that work for you? Do you like...
Not.
You are. I mean, you got this show up really quickly. So does that pace work for you more so than having more time?
I don't know. Maybe coming from a film background, I'm used to working under a lot of pressure and long hours because it's expensive to shoot, so you have to get everything done. And there's stops and starts with paintings. You have days where you're stuck and it's not flowing, or you've got a great painting and you've overpainted it and you can destroy it. But the good thing with oils is you can paint over a lot, and the texture that's on that first painting that might not be working can come through later. But that duality is all in Core Libra, so a little less in this show because this is a little more specific. But I was floundering in the beginning, and so I was definitely painting over a couple of things here and there.
Speaking of which, the mural behind you went through a lot of different transitions. When did it finally hit you? The final product?
What happened with this painting is I had been on it for 12 months, and I had been on and off of it because I had to put it away to go work on the Paris show. And so, I mean, it was in my Silver Lake studio. It's been here. It's been reframed. It started the really deep oceany blue, then it went into reds and purples, and I started hand rubbing it with gold after I'd finished Soul Pocket, because that was when I first started using metallics and using metallics over resins to get this sort of very earthy texture. And then what happened is it slowly turned into a lot of gold, and it was not fitting in the show anymore. And it had its own style, and it was lost. Didn't know what it wanted to be. And then it took like 48 hours to sort of turn it around, because I had no choice. I was either going to pull it, we were about to pull it. So, and then something sort of magical happened. So what I realized is I could take what I'd done from it and sort of move it into a different direction. I knew it would be busy. I knew it would be very multicolored, but I just thought I'd go ahead and take the risk. But now it's inside its family. So, okay. But it's probably the busiest painting I've done. But I think what happens to a lot of artists is you get imagery, you see it in the abstraction, and this painting had a lot of imagery from spiritual imagery, angels and cocoons, butterflies. It had a lot of different things going on, but it still wasn't working. Like nothing about it was working, because it wasn't part of free falling. It was its own thing. And I think you see that early in the painting, and then you say to yourself, "Oh, I have to keep going there, because that's what I grabbed onto." And you keep working around it and with it, and in that moment you're like, "Wait, I got to let go of what this was, because it's not working anymore." And that moment when you let go, that's when you free up. Like that's when you're like, okay, I'm free to completely change this.
So how long does this take?
24 hours to dry. It's a removable varnish. So if anything goes wrong in the shipping and I have to fix anything, I just put a little Gamsol on it, pull it off, repaint, put it back on. You can also add wax to it to matte it. We're going to go shiny first and see what the lighting looks like on the install. If the lighting's a little sharp, then we're going to matte it down. You can either mix the cold wax with it, or you can get a lint free cloth and hand rub it with wax. We're probably going to have to wax it down a little bit.
It's like mad dogs. Wow, the varnish really brings out the color.
Yeah. And the more you varnish, the more saturated it is.
Huh.
It's like an intensifier.
You didn't need to buy all that varnish after all.
Oh, I can use it. I'm gonna.
At this point in your art career, are you concerned about defining your style?
I mean, I think about it, but I'm still learning, so I don't want to consciously. I think one thing that bugs me is I hate it when I am at a show and every single painting looks exactly alike. I like to see things in groups and groupings, but I like to see some differences in that. And the painters that I like, that I admire, they do that.
Okay, and at this point, what validates the work for you? Is it what other people say? Is it what you feel instinctively? Do you know when you've hit it?
No, I mean, I've changed paintings because someone said they actually liked the painting. So, I mean, painting, I don't want anything that influenced the painting. I mean, it's always things you're having a camera around when you're painting. But, no, I don't want everything to be pretty. I don't want everything to be likable. Certainly don't need it to be understandable. I think it's my self-expression, so I'm still holding on to and playing around with different styles, but I'm starting to see a pattern.
Yeah.
I'll hold it. Salut.
Who's on there? That's good. Now just flip it over. No, this.
Yeah, that's in the closet.
Well, right.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Ready?
Isn't that cool? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? This one.
What do you do?
Or that one.
Huh?
And that one. They're all your favorite? What do you like about them? The colors?
Yeah.
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar, that's right. You named it the Caterpillar. Yeah.
Caterpillar floating, caterpillar pillar, and golden caterpillar.
More space.
It's been a little crowded in here.
It's
Huh?
been really crowded. Maybe the next show will be 3 feet by 4 feet.
Nah. I think it'll be even bigger. I think you're going to need more scaffolding. You're going to need one of those things that the window washers use.
Oh my god, I can't live in one of those things. When they leave, because I get more space in my studio.
But don't you kind of miss them? Don't you get attached?
Something else is coming.
You don't get
Bye-bye,
attached?
Art.
Well, you know how sentimental I am.
I'm attached to this painting right here.
This is, what's this called?
It's called Let Me Fall.
Right, okay.
So it can mean whatever you want. Let me fall apart, let me fall in love, let me fall on my face. Let me take a risk.
And what about, this is the rage one, right?
No,
Oh, that's the rage one. This is free falling, okay.
That's Falling Rage, which is based on a lyric from this Mumford and Sons song that I like, called White Blank Page. And this is Free Falling, which goes vertical, but the ceiling's not tall enough to turn it, so, and it's kind of falling this way. And It's very autumn, fall. There's some depth in this that kind of goes towards the back, and then just again wide brush strokes.
Now, will there always be a green painting in
Yeah.
all your collections? All your exhibits?
I don't know. I don't plan these things.
But there always is.
It's my favorite color. It's quite obvious.
Right?
So Viridian green, Hooker's green. It's a great color. There's some underpainting in here in the yellow and the blue, which is this sort of permanent light green, which is a great color. Green, sap green is a great color. There's just too many good colors. And then if you mix a little aquamarine blue in there, you get something else, which is more on that painting over there. That's called between two trees.
Okay. And what's the one here called, the pink one, the reddish one?
That's not making me happy. Luminoso. Red Seagull leather coat.
What happened there?
I just got a buildup of varnish. I could do this in Italy, but I'm gonna do it now. So the good thing about this product is that if it gets too thick or drips, like what it's just doing now, just a little paint coming off, but I can retouch that up, is you can pull off your varnish and then get back in. What? I just like the movement in it, and it's the first time I started thinning out my paints a lot more, whereas the painting behind me and the murals that they're rolling are thicker and chunkier, and then a mixture of different solvents. This is just pretty much straight up Gamsol mixed in with paint, and then it's very light touch. So although it's an oil painting, its base is more like a watercolor.
I'm using splash here for support. That's good, that's good.
So you going face down on that? And then when you roll it, you go face down on the mat?
Yes.
Okay.
No, when it goes face down, we take this apart and then we flip it over.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because that's what we would take this.
This is just to get it off the frame.
Just to get off the frame.
Okay, cool.
And then we flip it over. Just like we did that one. Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't see it. You didn't see
Okay.
it.
I didn't see the flip.
Okay.
I'm watching it now. Then can we put that frame vertical in front of the other frame?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh my God.
Okay. It's little simple stuff. Something like this could cause damage. So
You did good. It's all good.
I gotta study the angles. Jimmy, push it a little. Push it corner. Hey. Hey. George is even up there? You see it? It's not like that. And the staples, check the staples too.
Yeah, not much.
Now it's gotten bigger again, because I know that circle needs it.
Ready? Here. You goes up. Your head up. Your head up. Yeah. Put it up here. Yeah, stay there, stay there. Perfect.
Yeah, we
Over there, over there, yeah.
You want me to put some over here?
Yeah, I want to come this way. Just by knowing that this is wet, if this slides over the packet, it will slide over there. And probably
And you put a color there. I put it off. Okay.
So let's just cover the thing, let's do this.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it won't slide during transit, but if somebody packs it in the other end,
they might,
and they might just.
Spread color.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're not as careful as one is.
that's good.
Can you describe the rush you get once something is done, like the show is now completed, it's varnished, it's ready to ship?
This one, I haven't been inside of it for so long, I can't feel it yet. Give me a drink. The hardest part is there are some that I will look at even probably years from now or look at 2 months from now and I'll still feel like there's something I could have changed. And I'm a perfectionist that way. So I don't know if you ever feel super happy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. I do know the feeling of when you crack something, it is like cracking a proof or something, or it's just this like Red Rain did that. There was something I was going for, and wanted to see if I could expose the brush strokes and the underpainting and the under layers, and then blend the top and make that one painting, and keep the emotion in it and the movement. Because when abstract works for me, it has to have movement. It has to have a bold color choice. It has to have something fluid. For me, it needs to be fluid for it to be working. And that feeling of knowing in the composition that you're onto that's the high. But the trick is trying to maintain it or trying to expand. And when you get into these large scale paintings, that was the hardest thing I've done. But I have learned from it, so I know on the next exhibition, I know I'll make some different choices. I'm exhausted. Most physically demanding show I've ever done.